Hey everyone, I need your attention for 1 minute. This is not one of those ads. This is something that has changed my entire life. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that this is all about personal development as the foundation for everything good in your life. And this podcast is now sponsored by Growth Day, which is the world's first all-in-one personal development app. I mean, oh my gosh, can you imagine having everything all in one place that you need to create the life that you want? Now you can. So if you've been struggling with your motivation, your mood, your productivity, or your purpose, you have to check this out. Growth Day helps you consciously change your life and achieve your potential. It has all the self-improvement tools, motivational classes, and life coaching all in one place. So many of us want to improve our lives, but the question is how? Where do we start? What do we use? How do you get unstuck? How do you make self-improvement stick? Well, research shows how. It's when you consistently journal, track your habits, set goals, learn from empowering mentors, and challenge yourself that you'll be happier, healthier, and more successful. But let me ask you something. Where do you actually do all of your personal development work? I have to tell you that over 300,000 people use Growth Day for a reason. It works. It's the world's #1 software for self-improvement. Growth Day has an amazing mindset journal that I absolutely love, a habit tracker, and a goal-setting system. In fact, I bet if you went to my stories this week, you probably saw me using the journaling app and telling you to do it too, because it's the first time that journaling has ever actually stuck consistently in my life because of this app. And best of all, Growth Day has live inspirational classes every single week from the world's top motivational speakers and life coaches. These are people who have impacted my life in huge ways. These are mentors who I already knew and loved. In fact, this is something that's so huge for me, you guys. I personally teach a class in Growth Day every single month, and it is one of the most fun things that I get to do, and I'd love to see you there. These classes will truly shift your life. There's always something new that you will learn. So join me and 300,000 achievers growing our lives with actual real intention. Visit growthday.com/Lori for a free trial. Yes, you can try this for free. So go to growthday.com/Lori and go live your best life. You guys, that's growthday.com/Lori. And I can't wait to see you there.
I want to take a second to remind you of our awesome sponsor, Grammarly. You are not going to escape this life without writing a lot, whether it's a newsletter, whether it's emails, whether you're outreaching for different things like I am right now looking for investors. You are probably communicating through your words. And that is why I love Grammarly. We send and get so many messages and documents that things can start to blend together or sound the same. So more effective writing is the key to making better connections. Grammarly has completely impacted the way that I write. They have clarity suggestions. It's a feature that makes your sentences clear, concise, and crisp by cutting out the unnecessary words and redundant words. You don't really realize how much we use the same words over and over. They have vocabulary suggestions, which helps us avoid overused words and redundancies to keep readers engaged. You can expand your vocabulary and replace boring and bland words with more exciting, effective, and memorable ones. Some examples are goal setting, overall writing score, vocabulary suggestions, clarity checks, tone, and even plagiarism, you guys. So if you happen to be writing a book, this is a huge helper with that. How intuitive is integrating Grammarly into my life? So intuitive. I find that I am relying on Grammarly all of the time, and it's truly helped me become an interesting writer, especially when I'm communicating to my email list. You guys, you can literally elevate your writing with 20% off Grammarly Premium by signing up at grammarly.com/happy. That's 20% off Grammarly Premium at grammarly.com/happy.
We are constantly seeking out couples that are doing and living the way we want to live. And tapping into them for guidance. And we're constantly seeking out the propaganda, the podcasts and the books that are explaining the tips and tricks how to have the relationship that you want to have.
Welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast. I'm Lori Harder, founder of The Bliss Project, 3-time fitness world champion, fitness expert, and cover model turned self-love junkie, lifestyle entrepreneur, and author. Each week, I'll bring you a guest or a thought that will help you bust through your fears, connect to your soul, and get focused and clear so you can elevate your life, business, and relationships. We don't wait until we're ready for someone to tell us we're good enough. We take what we want and we anoint ourselves. Get ready to earn, own, and unapologetically rock your happiness every single day. Are you with me? Here we go.
And we're back.
And we're back with another episode of He Said, She Said. I feel like we had a nice break, even though it was because we were sick, but we had a nice break and I'm super recharged and energized to be back on these.
Yeah. I mean, it was a couple of week break and our last episode was, recorded right after that break. And we talked about how it ended up being such a gift as opposed to being a bad thing that we had a couple of weeks to recover. Anyhow, we wanted to go from talking about perspective in the last episode to giving you something really tangible in this one. And we really wanted to share, because we were having this conversation about this morning, we really wanted to share this handful of things that tie together business and relationships. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a handful of things out there that have everything to do with having a successful business, and those exact same things have everything to do with having a successful relationship.
So, what do relationships and business have in common? And our first tip, or our first kind of commonality, is that you must have an unwavering standard of who is in your life.
Repeat that with a little bit more like, wow, because this
you
one is really...
must have an unwavering standard of who's in your life.
When I said that this morning when we were talking, I was like, you know what, babe? You just have to have an unwavering standard of who's in your life. And we went off on this tangent. I was like, this is a really important, powerful statement. So let's kind of, I don't know if you want to separate these. As you guys can tell, they're not very planned out episodes. It's the two of us rambling on here, but let's kind of separate these. Why does it have to do with business? Why does it have to do with relationships?
Well, this is huge because you literally take on the traits and become the people that you are around the most. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to just use the relationship example first.
And then I'll do business.
Yes. So the relationship example, there have been times in our lives, especially when we moved. I remember when we moved out to California, we ended up going out with this couple who picked on each other the whole time. They did not get along. It was not a very enjoyable experience, but we enjoyed them individually, but they were just not a great couple. We were out to dinner and I was like, wow, I do not want this to become my normal. And I know that if we start hanging around with couples like that, who all kind of bicker or put the other one down, that would start to feel normal to me and it would be acceptable, and that it would infiltrate our relationship. And we went home that night. We drove in the car ride on the way home and we said, never again. We will never let that poison into our relationship. So that might sound super extreme to people, but that's what I mean by an unwavering standard. Is to me, it felt like these little tiny roots that you maybe don't see getting into your relationship and sneaking their way in. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's too late because it's kind of started to strangle what you both had. And that is the utmost respect and admiration for your partner, knowing that what you say about them and to them is a reflection of yourself. And I'll tell you, it was just this moment of no, never, no way, never again. I will not let that into my world.
And I'll tell you what, even if you are single right now and you're hearing this also goes for you. I know we said relationships and business, what are the common ties? But really it's life and business. What are the common ties? Because you need to have this unwavering standard of who's going to have influence on you. Mm-hmm. Because when you spend time around people, they are either filling you up real slowly, little bit by bit at a time, or they are sucking away from you real slowly, bit by bit at a time. And you don't even realize it's happening sometimes. But one of the things you can tune into is just like Lori said, we're driving home from this dinner. This was years ago, by the way. But we're like, wait, how did they make us feel? And it didn't fill us up being around the two of them. Individually, cool people. Them as a couple, it didn't fill us up with any joy. It didn't fill us up with any value. And we decided right then and there, hey, we're not going to hang around them as a couple because we're going to have this unwavering standard of who is in our life. We do this with friends. We do this with business partners. To tie this into business, guys, this is why we join masterminds. This is also why we run masterminds, is because it's a container where we can literally absolutely count on the fact that when someone signs up for that, it means they're motivated. It means they're driven. It means that they want to advance their business. It means they want to collaborate. It means all of these things that we are seeking in people that we want to surround ourselves with in business. So from your coaches to your peers, to your partners, to just people that you follow on Instagram or anywhere, you got to have an unwavering standard of who those people are going to be.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It's like when we grew up, your parents wouldn't let you hang out with bullies from school because they knew that you would turn into a bully. Like all of a sudden you're punching a kid.
Oh my God, the bad kid. Remember parents would be like, you can't hang out with them. You'd be like, why? Like,
exactly.
You just can't. They're not good, so whatever.
It's the same reason why people want to meet people when they first move somewhere or just in life in general in their church. Like it's the same exact reason, is because they know that they'll most likely have the same ideas, core values, and interests. So it's that common theme throughout of like knowing what you want. And then, especially you had mentioned just masterminds. Like we know we love to talk business. We know that. We know we love big dreamers. We know we love to expand. We know that we love challenges and we want to talk through those with people. That's what a mastermind does. Okay. Point 2, you must always be growing, getting guidance from the beginning before it's too late.
Yeah, I'm so big on this one. Here's what I want to say to everyone listening right now. You don't go get guidance or coaching or help when things are bad. You go get them while things are good. That's how you keep momentum going and take it to the next level. Here's where most people go wrong. They think, I'll get a coach when things go wrong and they'll fix it for me. Oh, I'll join a mastermind when things are stagnant and that'll fix it for me. Oh, I'll go change business partners, or I'll get a new social media agency, or I'll get a new whatever once things are stalled and that'll fix it for me. No, that's why you're always fixing instead of always, just printing money. The key to life and the key to business is that you get the guidance while you have the momentum. And that's what keeps the momentum. You see, momentum is the hardest thing to get. It really is. It's the hardest thing to get going. It's the most valuable thing you can have. And then it's the easiest thing to lose. And so to keep the momentum, once you have the momentum, you need to make sure you are seeking out the next best coach, the next best, tribe, the next best guidance, the next best counselor. If we're going to tie this back into relationships, the next best couples mastermind, whatever it might be, you need to seek that guidance and that coaching while things are good, not when they're bad.
Yeah. Right now, I'm going to apply this just to my business, building Light Pink right now. With I am asking questions when I get the opportunity to get on the phone with people after creating that opportunity. I just want to point out, I always want to say those things because people are like, oh, it must be nice to have this network. No, I am legitimately reaching out, doing 10, 15, 20 reach out emails a day. Imagine how your business would change if you did that proactively. And that also goes into a relationship. Imagine if you were that proactive in your relationship, saying 10, 20 nice things to your partner or asking them how they are in a day. And what I'm doing from the beginning of this business is literally saying, where are the places where new founders like myself go wrong? And, I've gotten a lot of answers. And one of the biggest one is like with my supply chain, like where do I get my ingredients? Where am I sourcing my wine? Where am I getting my co-packer? Where, who am I choosing for distribution? So what I did from the beginning is say, how can I get guidance on this from the beginning instead of having to get someone to come in and fix the mess later? Because that's typically what happens in a startup is people end up spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or making these large mistakes instead of asking from the beginning, where do most people go wrong? Injecting maybe more money than you want in the beginning, but knowing that it is fixing, it's going to save you from, a large mistake later. I got the best advice from someone and it was like, just make sure that your main goal is that you're making, mistakes that only cost you $1,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 compared to the hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in mistakes. And I think we can apply that to our marriages, our relationships, our friendships. Make sure that you're making those small mistakes and asking questions along the way. Like, hey, how can we make this better? Where do you feel like you're not being seen, heard? Where do you think that a problem in our relationship is, if there is one at all? Like being really proactive.
When it comes to the relationship side and seeking guidance and seeking inspiration while things are good, not waiting till they're bad. A lot of people will have a marriage counselor while things are good. Like I think they call them tune-ups. And I think that's a really cool idea. We haven't done that yet, but our version of that is we are constantly seeking out couples that are doing and living the way we want to live and tapping into them for guidance. And we're constantly seeking out the propaganda, the podcasts and the books that are explaining the tips and tricks, how to have the relationship that you want to have. And we are constantly looking for relationship inspiration. And, if it's a person, asking them for clues, if it's a resource, downloading it for clues to guide us on where we want to go.
And we've been to when events were around, we definitely went to our fair share of events on personal development and working together as a couple. And I'll tell you, whether, you're a husband, a wife, whatever, your partner listening to this, and maybe one of you is like, I'm not really into that. That's the difference, is if you're not really into it, but you're still willing to try it on and then not make fun of the partner if they're into it. Like, I think that is where the breakdown comes, is like, you know what? Just try it. Like, see, potentially, like, ask your partner and get curious. Like, what do you love about this? Like, I don't love this. This is uncomfortable, but why is it helping you? And then if it's really helping them, just get on board for them. I think that's what you did for me in the beginning. And then you realized, like, you probably were on day 4 of something, hour 39,000. And you probably realized that it would be better to just maybe lean in and try to find something interesting or find the value. And then you finally did.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Number 3. As in a relationship and in a business, you need a vision and a goal and a set of ideals on how you operate.
Say it again. In a relationship and in a business, you need a manifesto, a target.
A target, something that you're always striving for, something, that vision that you want for your family, that vision that you want for each other as a couple. And why do you want these things, like in a business and in a relationship? It's because you want, what it does is it informs you of when you are off track. That's all it is. It's an informer. I really want to sing the Informer song. Informer, down the lane.
Oh, wow, you nailed it.
Boom, boom, down. Come on. Nobody in the world knows what he actually says there. And if you do, let me know. And if you can rap it, that's even better.
You're about to get 100 DMs with it. But this is so true. If you don't have a target, then you're just kind of shooting blindly and you're not going to hit where you want to go. And if you don't have a set of guidelines on what you're going to represent as a couple and what you're going to represent as a company, then you're going to be operating blindly and you're going to be guessing. And that is going to be the most inefficient way, whether it's to thrive as a couple, or whether it's to thrive as a business, that you can possibly operate. And that's going to increase your chances significantly of making mistakes. And so you've got to have a written set of guidelines on how you want to show up as a business. You've got to have a written set of guidelines of how you want to show up as an individual or as a couple. The same thing that has to do with living a good life has to do with running a good business. And that is having a target and, what do you want to call it? Some commandments, a manifesto, so to speak.
Core values, manifesto, whatever you want to call it. Do you have ours?
I do have ours. Let me look it up real quick here.
So I think that this is, this is something that we actually made recently because Chris and I were like, wait, we have a set of core values. We have like this standard that we apply to ourselves that we didn't really, we knew that we were doing it. We know that whenever we get in fights, we know that whenever we get in hard times, we have these certain things that we say to each other. We have these certain things that we say about it in general. And we wanted to write these all down so people could know what it is that actually, how we reframe, right? A manifesto is just like, how do you reframe the bullshit when life happens and just happens over and over and over again? By the way, you guys, I think it's really easy for people to look at our life and be like, oh, they must never have bad things happen. But we absolutely have become experts in referring back to these things that make us reframe the things that happen and turn them into lessons or good things.
Okay, I found them. Here's our couple's manifesto, so to speak. The success of our relationship and family is dependent on the words we say, the actions we perform, and prayers we pray on any given day. We believe with all our being that everything is working out in our favor, no matter what. We show up in the face of hardship, we lean into God, and vow to always get bigger than the problem. We strive to leave every person we encounter better than we found them, and work to guide them into their greatness. We communicate openly, early and often, and promise to always keep growing and seeking new purpose. We prioritize play, laugh, love, friends, travel, dates, and vow to always try on each other's crazy ideas to see if it's a fit today, tomorrow, and forever. That's our couple's manifesto. That's what Lori and I sat down and wrote together in order to always have this, this vision, this target to come back to, this set of operating guidelines. And when you've got this set of being, this way of being, that you get to always come back to, it helps you make decisions in tough times when it feels like everything's unraveling.
Yeah, I literally love that so much. And I actually want to put it as the screensaver in the back of my phone so that whenever I'm feeling crazy, whenever I'm feeling like I can't overcome something, whenever I'm pissed off at you, whatever, I can just pull that up and we can read it and be annoyed and then reframe right away.
What do you think is one of the most important things in here that we have in our manifesto? I'll give you an example. For me, it's that we always are willing to try things on for size. So when you bring an idea to me or when I bring an idea to you, we're not discounting it right away and we're not making the other person feel bad about the idea. We literally have this policy that, okay, I'm going to try it on for size. And if it's a fit, great. By the way, a lot of things I think are not going to be a fit end up being a fit for us. And then if it's not a fit, at least you honored the other person by giving it a good, honest shot. That's the one that stands out to me. What about you?
You know, the one that stands out right away for me is we show up in the face of hardship and lean into God, because I really believe that hardship is how we find ourselves, we find our purpose, we find our meaning, and how we get closer as a couple and how we get stronger in our faith. So it's kind of like, it also helps me when I think of it that way. I don't look at problems as big problems. I look at them as opportunities to get bigger and better.
I love that. You know, we actually have this manifesto because we're in a couples mastermind. And that was one of our versions of seeking out guidance, is by being in a couples mastermind that takes a bunch of business couples, but makes them put their relationship first. And now that couples mastermind that we're in, that has no openings at all right now. But our business mastermind, our elite entrepreneur mastermind, does have about 20% of the spots left for 2021. So if you're listening to this right now and you want literally point number one that we made up, which is an unwavering standard of incredible human beings in your life and in your business to collaborate with. And if you want somebody to help guide you on a target and help guide you on your core values. And honestly, if you're looking for all those people that you say, dang it, where's the people that get me? Where's the people that understand why I'm so driven, why I'm such a hard charger? Guys, this is the container every single year where those people are. That's why Lori and I belong to these things. So anyhow, I'll spare you the big sales pitch, but I will tell you, we've got a handful of spots left. If you are interested in our elite entrepreneur mastermind, you have to be earning over $500,000 this year in 2021. You have to be earning over $500,000 in gross revenue this year in 2021. And if that's you, I want you to do one of two things. Either go to fortheloveofmoney.com/mastermind, check out the details there and fill out the application, or simply text me ELITE to 310-421-0416. Those are the two things you got to do right now. Go to fortheloveofmoney.com/mastermind, check it out, fill out the app. We'll jump on a Zoom to see if it's a fit for you. or just text me the word elite so we can text back and forth about it at 310-421-0416.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, we love to see what your biggest takeaway was. Are you going to make a manifesto? What did you love about it? What really hit you? It's always powerful for us to be in touch with our audience so we can give you what is really resonating with you the next time.
Thanks for listening, guys. We always appreciate you.
Bye-bye. Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me on the Earn Your Happy podcast. I am so glad that you stopped by. If you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would love it, that would be absolutely amazing, and we would be forever grateful. Also, please leave us a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving us an honest thought, an honest comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to hear more of. It would really help us out on our journey to helping thousands and thousands of people. Until then, don't forget to earn your happy. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.
Want to know a huge secret to my success? Okay, not only my success, but just about every single person that I have interviewed on this podcast who is successful has this in common. You guys, they love to journal. They capture their life lessons and what they're grateful for. But a lot of people don't keep this up consistently. And most people do know that the research shows that journaling deepens your gratitude and increases self-awareness. But did you also know that journaling decreases stress and helps you achieve your goals faster? In fact, journaling is a huge differentiator between average performers at work and high-performing people. It leads to longer-term clarity, confidence, and success. So why don't more people journal? Why didn't I journal consistently? Honestly, they don't like staring at a blank page. It's hard to carry a book around with you or a notepad, and they just don't even know what to write about, or they just forget. That's why I know that you're going to love Growth Day. It's the world's #1 system for self-improvement, and it's like all-in-one personal development in an app. And it has an awesome digital journal, and people love it. Growth Day's digital journal has hundreds of research-backed writing prompts for self-reflection, positive mindset, confidence building, and success. I use them all the time, and it makes me think in ways that I typically don't, and it makes me ask myself better questions, which we all know gets better results in our life. It even has prompts that help you develop a daily, weekly, or monthly habit of reflecting on your life and identifying areas to grow. So it's a perfect time of year to start journaling, you guys. When you sign up at Growth Day, you also get systems for habit tracking, goal setting, and scoring, and improving every area of your life. Best of all, I get to teach there too, you guys. I'm so excited. I hope that I get to see you. I teach live in Growth Day every single month with a new topic just for you. So join me there. Start your free trial at growthday.com/Lori. Hey, do you know what the big secret is this year? And it shouldn't be a secret because this should be your biggest focus. It is building your community. I am always working on building and nurturing my community, and everyone is talking about the power of community. Without an online community, you just cannot grow organically or create a real movement, which is what I know that we're all after. And you can build trust or monetize your audience. When you get community right, not only does your audience grow faster, but so do your sales. But where's everybody going to be managing their communities these days? And a lot of online entrepreneurs and thought leaders are turning to Circle.so. Circle is an all-in-one community platform. It lets you host content and create discussions, live streams, group chats, and memberships all under your own brand. And what's so cool about Circle.so is that you don't even need a website or Facebook group. Instead, Circle lets you build your own community site where you can host content and manage your members. You can even create locked and unlocked content spaces, groups, and classes. How freaking cool is that? You can put your content behind a paywall too, and you can charge different amounts of money for different spaces on your community site. Circle.so is famously easy to use, and it has a free 14-day trial for you, so you can go check it out, see if you like it, see if you love all the options. Just go to circle.so. Go check it out right now, you guys. Imagine being able to manage your community, start group chats and live classes, and accept payments all in one place. Kind of mind-blowing, since this is usually spread all over the place. You have to log into so many different things. If this is the year to capture, organize, and monetize your community, head over to circle.so. You can get a free trial and start building your online community right now. Just go to circle.so. You guys, you get the 14-day free trial. So just go and see if it's for you. It's going to streamline everything and make your life so much easier. It's so freaking cool. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. And I want to make sure that you have my phone number, and I'm not kidding. Did you know that I have a community text number? For real. My phone number is 310-496-8363. This goes directly to my phone. All you have to do is text the word daily to 310-496-8363. And I literally text you every single day, Monday through Friday. I actually just got done 30 seconds ago texting a bunch of people back. And I talk to you all of the time. You guys, people always ask me how I got my community text number and how it works. Well, all you have to do is you can just go to community.com and get your own. Community makes it easy to get a phone number that you can use to build your audience using text. People just text you at your number and they're added to your group. Then you can text them out audios, video links, anything you want. You guys, I text out happy birthday videos. I love to send podcast links, thoughts about life, book recommendations, different events that I'm doing in the local area. Texting gets me out of the noise of social media and directly into your hand. And now you can start texting your people too. Just go to community.com to get your phone number. They give you a 10-digit real phone number, not those weird short codes that look like spam, but it's more than a phone number. Your new number comes with an inbox for SMS and texting. This means you can actually manage your text list from your computer and an app on your phone. You can schedule text to send at certain times and to certain groups. You can even set up auto replies or let your assistant or customer service team answer your text messages via Community's awesome dashboard. Just go to community.com and ask for a free demo. They'll show you how it works and get you your number. It's time to start texting your audience versus just posting on social media. Everyone uses Community for that. So go check them out at community.com. I can tell you it's not just great for communicating with my audience, but Chris and I use Community and our texts to also sell out our launches. I'm telling you, you get such an incredible response because you really are creating a true, deep sense of community. And it's so intimate. It's freaking amazing. Go check it out at community.com.